We're moving into a lower body series. What I'd like you to do is grab your foam roller, and we're going to roll out our hip flexors before we begin getting deeper into them after that psoas stretch on the chair. So make sure when you come down to the floor that you have one leg out to the side in a butterfly position, knee is bent, and the other leg you're going to be rolling into the groin area. This is where the hip flexor complex is, and that's where you're really tight. Make sure your forearms are down, pushing down and out into the floor to control that movement. Pull the abs in. Stay supported here. Find a tight spot and breathe into it. Try to relax your mind. Relax your facial muscles. Relax your pecs. Use your upper back. Puff up that upper back. Stay lifted. It's almost like a supported plank here. Give me a couple more breaths. If you're on your dominant side, stay here for a few more breaths. If you're on your non-dominant, go ahead and switch to the dominant leg. And let's get into that tissue. Create more range of motion so that we can stop recruiting the hip flexors and start using the abs and the hamstrings and the glutes more efficiently. Breathe into that. You're doing great. All right, go ahead and switch sides. And you can walk forward and back. You can find a tender spot and be there for 30 seconds if that's what it needs. You can do little circular motions. Whatever allows you to get those knots to dissipate. So we want to really dig in so that they release. Got another 30 seconds here. Use your breath. If this becomes too much, you can take some cat and cows, rounding and arching the back if this feels too intense today. Keep breathing. Just another 10 seconds here. Keep your chin lifted so those neck flexors are working. Point your toes, especially the lifted legs toes, sending energy through the leg. All right, from here, we're going to make our way back onto all fours, but we're going to grab our lightest loop band and our lightest Theraband. We're going to thread the Theraband through the loop band to create a reformer strap lever. And then we're going to put the loop band around our dominant foot first, and we'll be on all fours. You can hold the end of the Theraband in both hands to pin it. And we're going to be doing some hamstring kickbacks here. So find a neutral pelvis. Make sure your knees are under your hips and your wrists are under your shoulders. You can make a fist, or you can pin it just by putting your hands down on top of it. Let's extend the leg behind us. You may need to keep your foot flexed to keep the band. You may be able to point it. See what you're able to do and bring it in slowly. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, take it out. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, bring it in. 2, 3, 4. And let's keep the pelvis neutral as it comes in and out. Keep the low belly in tight. The neck flexors involved, the chin lifted. Soft micro bend in the elbows so we're not locking out. You're doing great. We've got 5 more here. Take it out. 2, 3, 4. Bring it in. 2, 3, 4. And take it out. 2, 3, 4. Bring it in. 2, 3, 4. Last 2. And out. 2, 3, 4. And in. 2, 3, 4. One more. Take it out. 2, 3, 4. And in. 2, 3, 4. Great. Switching sides. Setting up on that second side. Beginning when you're ready. Inhale it out. And exhale it back in slowly. If you can keep the foot plantar flexed, work the foot even more. Do so. If you need to dorsiflex it because you're losing the loop band, then do that. Just make sure the foot's active. Make sure your knees are under your hips, your wrists are under your shoulders, your chin's lifted, your belly's in towards the spine. Your shoulder blades are fighting to find each other and to puff up towards the ceiling, engaging that upper back. Good. Give me 2 more full repetitions. Inhale it out. 2, 3, 4. Exhale it in. 2, 3, 4. And inhale it out. 2, 3, 4. Exhale it in. 2, 3, 4. Setting those bands to the side. We're going to need our second to lightest loop band around our outer thighs. And we're going to need a small anti-burst ball. I want you to come to a side lying position by a wall. We're going to pin the anti-burst ball with our dominant leg. So side lying position. And what we're going to do is push into it and extend from the knee joint, bending and extending, sliding that ball against the wall. So we'll breathe into that. As you extend, you'll extend, and then you'll bend at the knee and bring it back in. And this band is here to give you some resistance in the abductors of the legs. And as you kick into the ball, you're going to feel the hamstring working as you do the hamstring curl. So we're going to be here for a minute before we switch sides, really burning into the fibers of those glutes, central hamstrings, lateral hamstrings, glute med, glute max. Watch out for the belly hanging out. Pull it in. Plug the shoulders down. You can always put a yoga block under your bicep to elevate the head a little if that feels better on your head. Or you can take the bottom hand under the head. Whatever position feels better. Plug the shoulders down. Abs tight. Top hand can go to the hip, behind the head, or on the floor in front of you. 3 more extensions. 3. And go slow. Remember, the slower the better. It's encouraged to do isometric holds and at least a 4 count minimum for osteoporosis as far as lowering and lifting and bending and extending. So we want to take it very slow to build the strength. Okay, from here, slowly make your way to the other side, setting up, working those glutes, hamstrings, building the strength. Once you're ready, you can start with that bending and extending. And the bigger the stability ball, the more the challenge it is for the glutes. So if you have a large stability ball, this would be an exercise you could use a larger stability ball with, but it would be pretty advanced. So the smaller ball is going to give you a little break as you're building up those muscles. So I'd advise staying with that until you get to level 3, and then you could work with a bigger stability ball. So as you're working, the foot can be dorsiflexed. If you're able to point it around the ball and still move from the knee joint, that shin in and out, you can do that as well. You might feel the adductors as you point the foot around the ball, engaging that entire complex, both the abductors, adductors, hamstrings, glutes, everything. So we've got another 20 seconds or so. So keep going, breathing into it. So I like to exhale as I extend, straightening the leg, and inhale as I bend in. So exhale, extend, and inhale, bending, bring it back in. Great job.